City of Stevens Point Personnel Committee meeting, recorded Monday, July 8, 2019.
And I'm like,
Good
and I told my
evening.
neighbor guys.
It is 6 p.m. and I will call the Personnel Committee meeting to order. Alders Dugan, Dalton, Nabel, and Zarazua are in attendance, and Alders Shore is excused. Item 1 on the agenda is discussion and possible action on the 2019 to 2021 tentative agreement with the International Association of Firefighters, IAFF, Local 484. The terms of the agreement are detailed in the committee's packet. Does Human Resource Manager Yakush have comments regarding the agreement?
Yes. So our bargaining committee for the city, on behalf of the city, was comprised of Chief Finn, City Attorney Beveridge, Comptroller Treasurer Laddick, and myself. We did meet several times, ended up using the assistance of a mediator from the Wisconsin Employment Relations Commission. We had our mediation session on June 4th and reached a tentative agreement. The union has already voted to ratify the agreement. A couple of things about the settlement itself. The wage component of it is comparable to what we settled with the police union for a few months back. It's also very comparable to area settlements as well. One difference between the police settlement and this settlement is the fact that this is a 3-year settlement. The police settlement was only a 2-year settlement, 2019-2020. So if you have any further questions, I know Chief Finn is here, Logan is here, and Comptroller Treasurer is here. I believe there was a question about the fiscal impact, and I know that based on that, he had put together some information to share with us this evening.
You stole my line. Sorry.
Sure. So the fiscal impact for the 2.5% wage adjustment would be $54,000. So, and what we had budgeted for 2019, we actually had budgeted for a 2% across the board adjustment. So the settlement is a little bit higher than what we had anticipated by about 0.5%. So that's something that for the rest of 2019, the fire department would offset in their budget. And then that is going to magnify the impact somewhat in the 2020 budget, just that we'll have to come up with that extra 0.5% plus the 2.5%.
Similar to what happened with the police settlement as well.
Yes. Yeah. The police settlement was the exact same thing where we had budgeted for 2% and ended up settling at 2.5%.
Do any committee members have comments or questions?
I have a question. I believe it probably is for Chief Finn. In the emergency callback pay, basically the major change is a minimum of 2 hours from the previous agreement to a minimum of 3. Are we just finding that 3 hours seems to be the reasonable amount of time that when someone comes in for a shift?
Last year, the Local 484 filed a grievance about, it was called out-of-county transfers. So we took all our callbacks, and there were, fire department has 42 different ways to get paid. So we're trying to consolidate that. So what we did is take all off-duty transfers, out-of-county transfers, ambulance callbacks, emergency callbacks, and made them all 3 hours, because some were 3 hours, some were 2 hours. So we just condensed it all to make it all one. Everyone gets 3 hours.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions?
My other comment is in section 8, the Article 18. It talks about the uniform allowance referencing 2003 and 2004 and then 2010. Is that just old language that's still in the agreement?
It's just
Yes.
old language. I believe what HR director did was the union used to have to write a letter every January to request they get paid their uniform allowance, which they're going to write the letter and the city's going to pay for it. So it's kind of like
Antiquated.
Yeah.
antiquated language. Thank you. So we just removed that, but you have the whole thing, and that's what back in 2010
Yeah.
and so forth. That's when they got their increases in their clothing allowance.
Okay.
Any others? Okay. All the committee has no more comments at this point or questions? All right, how about any of the alders in the audience? Would you like to come up and ask a question or make a comment? No? All right, then how about anyone else in the audience who would like to speak to us?
Just ask if there's a motion.
Can I make a motion to approve the agreement?
Second that. Second?
Okay, so quick point of order. Basically, the action by this committee would be to recommend ratification to the city council, and then next Monday, the city council would ratify the agreement.
So moved.
Let me read that to you in the exact form she gave me. I would entertain a motion to recommend ratification of the 2019-2021 tentative agreement with IAFF Local 484. So recommended ratification is what we're doing.
Yep. And you have a motion and
And
a
you got
second.
second? All right. So calling a voice vote.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Any opposed?
Motion passes.
Motion passes 4-0.
And we're adjourned at 6:06.
We are adjourned at 6:06. Adjourned.
Perfect.
Not adjoined.
Videos of these meetings are available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.